Hi guys, this is Deepak, and guess what? I'm here in my apartment with the wonderful 98 years young Tao Porchon-Lynch, the author of this extraordinary book. Please take a note of this book, and I hope you can go to a bookstore or to Amazon or to Barnes & Noble or any other store and get this book, because you will be inspired. Dancing Light, the spiritual side of being through the eyes, the spiritual side of being through the eyes of a modern yoga master. I'll repeat that. Dancing Light, the spiritual side of being through the eyes of a modern yoga master. And I've been going through the book. I met Tao about a few years ago when we were both actually at a conference with the Dalai Lama.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining me today.
I'm honored. Thank you for having me.
And even I think the Dalai Lama was astonished and very overwhelmed with this wonderful Ageless Body Timeless Mind example of something that I've always been inspired by. So Tao, tell me, you were born in India, right?
And she was born on the ocean, and India was the first, in Pondicherry was the first place that I arrived at.
Okay.
And so I was born during the war, and I was brought up in Pondicherry.
You know, we have a Chopra Center for Well-Being in Pondicherry now, probably right next to where you were born. So you were telling me earlier that when you were very young, about 12 years old, Mahatma Gandhi came to your house.
Yes. I walked in one day and I saw a gentleman sitting on the floor and everybody touching his toes. And I wanted to know more about him, but my uncle shooed me out of the room and told me 3 weeks later, Tao, I want you to put together some things, no fancy clothes. I'm taking you on a long trip, and I don't want you to be scared. And I'm not even telling your aunt because she'll be frightened. And so I didn't know where I was going. And I went to march with this incredible person that's lived alive in my heart for so many years.
And that was Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi, yes.
And you were 8 years old when you met Sri Aurobindo, right?
Yes. I knew Sri Aurobindo. I belonged to the Vedanta Society, Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, and so I knew them when I was very young, because after they were dead, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They died.
And you've met, of course, many other people, including some of the old famous people in the United States, like Marilyn Monroe and many Hollywood celebrities. You've taught yoga all over the world. Tell me a little bit about some of the most interesting people you've met.
Well, nobody can beat Mahatma Gandhi. What she stood for is something that should still bring about the oneness in this world, I think. And I was with him and with Dr. Wealthy Fisher, who died when she was 100. And she asked him, what can I do to help India? And he said, go into the villages, teach the villagers to read and write, for India is the village. And so in order that she could help and put together a school and everything, I made a film about her. To light a candle, it's better to light one candle than to curse the darkness of ignorance.
Wow. Listen to that. It's better to light one candle than to curse
the darkness of ignorance.
Than to curse the darkness of ignorance. Take that from Tao.
Yes. Ignorance comes in many forms, but oneness has only one form. It brings everybody together, and they realize that within us is the same beat of the heart, the same oneness is in all of us. So this I learned through those people that I met in that march with Gandhi. That was one of the most incredible times of my life, and it stayed with me for a long time.
I'm reading from the book a little bit and some of the titles of the various chapters. So part 1 is on peace and war, and here are the headings of the chapters. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Feel the energy behind it all. Lift the veil of ignorance. Boldly activate your beliefs. Embrace the twists. Ride the waves. Salute the sun. Laugh at life. Be a peaceful warrior. Reach for the moon. Be present for good. Part 2 of the book, and the book again is Dancing Light, the spiritual side of being through the eyes of a modern yoga master, 98 years young, Tao Porchon-Lynch. Part 2, The Real and Unreal, and the chapters are called Change with the Seasons, Come Back to Center, Let Go, Begin Where You Are, Tune in to Cosmic Intelligence, Say Yes, Let Trails Strengthen You, Honor Human Nature, Seek Common Ground. And part 3 again of this amazing book, Dancing Light, the spiritual side of being through the eyes of a modern yoga master, are my very dear guest in my apartment today, 98 years young, Tao Porchon-Lynch. And she says in part 3, feed your soul, do it today, let your spirit soar, dance to your own rhythm, live light and truth. So there's so much to ask you, Tao, but tell me, what's the secret? What's the secret of this ageless body, timeless mind?
Well, just look at the beauty of the trees around you. Some of them are thousands of years old, hundreds of years, thousands. In winter, they seem as if they're dying, but they're not. They're just recycling themselves and becoming one again with the whole universe. So there is no such thing really as age. Age is only when you let the mind just never move outwards and feel that oneness within yourself that is possible for every one of us. Never procrastinate. Know that never say, tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. 1 minute after midnight, it's already today. So don't lose track of yourself all the time. Know that whatever you believe in, go and do it. And say, don't put in your mind when you get up early in the morning and say, oh dear, what's going to happen today? You'll materialize that. I say, when you get up in the morning, know that this is going to be the best day of your life. And it will be, because it also materializes. So I'm always, don't wait for tomorrow.
So, I was wanting to see you day before yesterday, and you were very busy because you were going to a dance competition. Tell me about the dance competition.
Yes, I've been dancing. I really am more in yoga, which I've done for more than 85 years. But one day I was teaching and it started to snow, and so nobody turned up. And then what happened is I was in the Fred Astaire dance studio and nobody turned up for them. So they asked me, do you dance? And I said, a little bit. I said, but before I die, I want to go to Argentina and dance the tango. And I'm going to do that. So they said, why don't you start today? That was 15 years ago. And since then, until yesterday, which I've done, I did 33 dances, and I won an award. I had 748 first places in all the dances. Yoga, to me, is the dance of the soul. Dancing and
Please
ballroom
listen,
dancing.
yoga to me is the dance of the soul. Beautiful.
Dancing, it lights up within me. And dancing is putting into practice your inner energy, so that you don't just pray looking in like this. Pray listening to open up the gateway to your heart and feel that path opening you up, and smile and feel the energy moving through your body, and it will. But don't sit there like this saying, "Oh, please help me." Listen to your own heartbeat. Your heartbeat is God. Your heartbeat is inside of you. When you want something, tune into your inside.
Our heartbeat is the life throb of God in this moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our body is arising from God in this moment.
Right inside of us.
Right inside of us.
Not somewhere waiting to die and say, "Did you take?" Know that it's
our
in within.
entire universe is arising from the same place in this moment.
Yes, absolutely. It's wonderful, and it's absolutely true. Had a sweet little girl one day and asked me, "Tao, what are you going to do when you retire?" I said, "I'm not going to retire." She said, "Well, what are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I'm going to dance my way to the next planet."
I see.
So she said, "That makes sense. We've put a man on the moon, and when I get to be your age, I'll be able to dance too and see you again." So if we can bring children into this world with that sort of experience, like this other little boy, 9 years old, was doing yoga with me. And at the end of it, I had said, "Now, don't rush in and be nasty to each other or want to fist fight. What you do when you get into school every morning, you say hello to everybody, and you see how happy you can be." So he came up to me and he said, "Tao, I agree with you completely. When I get to school every morning, I tell each other, hug each other. Tao says that if we love each other, there's nothing we can't do." So his mother wanted to pull him away, but he was so sweet and so full of life that I let him come around the back and finish. So he said, "Now in my school, when we get in every morning, we turn to the person and we smile, and we become one with each other."
So beautiful. So now, day before yesterday at this dance competition, you had all these young girls come up to you. They were, what,
Yes.
Teenagers, and they all want to be models?
So all ages from 10 and 12, and they're going to be models. And I said that when you're there, it's not hopping up and down. It's to feel that everything inside of you flowers. The dress and everything you flower. But if you're walking along like that, that's no good. Just know that within you is the possibility to flower like the branches on a tree. In winter you see nothing, but as spring arrives, little by little, it's filled with leaves and flowers and everything. You can do the same thing. That's what a dress is all about. Be that, and you'll make everybody happy.
So so what you're saying is beauty ultimately comes from within, right?
It does, yes. That I believe completely. And don't wait for it. Tomorrow never comes.
What is your definition of yoga for the world?
Union. Oneness. Know that we all have different ideas in life, but we can make the center of it come together. And as we listen in, know that all of us have that same heartbeat within us. And with it, there's nothing we cannot do. Don't wait for something else or someone else to do it for you. Do it from the center of your whole being.
Do you go back to India?
I go back every year, and in fact, I'm going back for a big festival again in the next spring. I yoga.
And you have friends in India, including the famous actress Hema Malini. She's now also over 90 years young, right?
Yes, she is.
You don't actually believe in the concept of aging, do you?
No.
Yes.
Don't spend your time with age. It doesn't really exist. Everybody's always telling me what I can't do. I'm not interested. The verb is not, you can't fruit and vegetables. The verb is to be able. And know that within you, that power within you makes you able to do everything in life. That's what I'm trying to tell my students. I know that I was made a few years ago by the Guinness Book of Records, the oldest yoga teacher in the world, still doing work. And I've been teaching all over the world. And always I feel the same people are coming. They're looking for something in the future. Look to what's already inside of you, and it will open the door to you and to the world. And you can find out that you know more about each other with the beauty of life than with anything that's vicious.
But the best time in our life is right now.
Yes. Don't waste time. See those beautiful trees. They didn't waste time, and they've become more and more beautiful everywhere. Last May, it looked as if they were all dead, but they weren't. Now, when you're seeing it's autumn, and they're spreading it, but only one reason is so they can start off again. So never stop. When you believe in something, go and do it. Particularly if you feel that this is the right thing in your life, because tomorrow never comes.
It's always now.
It's always now.
Mm-hmm.
1 minute after midnight, it's already today. So don't put off things. Don't be in a hurry to say that only this exists. Know that everything is possible.
So Tao, you also teach yoga every day now, right?
Yes.
Every day you teach.
I either fly to all over. I'm either
travel all over the world.
Or to the University of Delaware and teach yoga. But pure yoga, not just gymnastics.
Pure yoga.
The breath. And what is pure yoga? It's the breath of life within us. To work the breath of life so that there's nothing you cannot do.
Okay, I'm going to close, but one sentence. And what did you think of the election?
I hesitate to answer. I feel very sorry because I felt that Hillary has represented in the world, and if you listen around the world, you'll hear good thoughts about her. And she was here for only the American people. And that's
you represent the wisdom of the world, and I hope all people in the world, all women, all children, all men will be inspired by you. And this is the book, guys. It's Dancing Light, the spiritual light of being through the eyes of a modern yoga master. Thank you, Tao. Thank you so much for coming to my home, for inspiring me and inspiring the rest of the world. Ageless Body, Timeless Mind, sitting right next to me right now. Thank you.
Bless you.